Liverpool 3, Bournemouth 0. Another devastatingly good performance from Slot's Liverpool. Tottenham 3, Brentford 1. A really good result for Tottenham after a week or so of turbulence around their performance. Lots to get into, lots to talk about on the terrace this evening. We'll be getting into Liverpool. We'll be bringing out the panel a little bit later. I want to start with the Tottenham game. I want to start by saying this, that Spurs were the better team over 90 minutes. So let's just get that out there right now. Spurs were the better team over 90 minutes. They had the better chances. They played the better football. They had most of the possession. On the run of play, I don't think you can argue they were the deserved winners. And I am not going to do that. What I'm about to also say has nothing to do with Tottenham per se. I don't believe Tottenham paid the referees. I don't believe Tottenham, the referees are corrupt towards Tottenham. I don't believe they're helping Tottenham on purpose. Spurs fans, the same way as I have defended you from bad decisions. How Vicario wasn't sent off. Spurs are the better team. They had the most chances. But we all know that that moment, a red card at that point, could have changed the game. Especially as 2 minutes later, he is pulling off world-class saves. Now, if you haven't seen it, go and find it. It's available all over the internet. But Vicario handballed, stopped Damsgaard from getting the ball in this position, clearly outside of his box. And at no point did the referee, the two linesmen, the fourth official, or VAR intervene. So if you don't think it's a red card, how 4 matchday officials missed this is beyond me, especially when you can see where Liverpool's line is. The linesman has a relatively clear view and the referee's the other side. But for me, this is a red card, and I'm going to tell you why I think it's a red card. I believe he is denied a clear goal-scoring opportunity. When you look back at this picture, if you watch it in real time, which we obviously can't show for copyright reasons, that ball is going to fall to Damsgaard, who is a fairly technically proficient football player. There's no one on the line. There isn't 1 or 2 players on the line. There is the potential that he gets closed down quickly by the Spurs defenders and they block his shot. But what he was denied is an opportunity to take a shot with a gap of about 8 yards in between the 2 Spurs defenders and a complete open goal at the edge of the box. Now, for me, whether it's Damsgaard, whether it's a Spurs player, a Man United player, any professional Premier League player, at that point, it is a clear goal-scoring opportunity if he gets the opportunity, if he gets the chance to shoot from there. Yes, a defender may have blocked the shot. Yes, his shot may have gone wide or gone over. But we never got to see what happened because Vicario handballed it. Now, if we took the goalkeeper away and we dropped the ball there and said, Damsgaard's about to shoot, he's got about an 8-yard gap at an open goal on the edge of the box, most of you are putting money on him scoring, not missing. Most people would bet on the goal going in. So again, let me reiterate. Spurs have done nothing wrong here. Spurs haven't cheated. Spurs are not corrupt. And there isn't an agenda to help them. This is just another day of horrible officiating. And even if you think it's a yellow card, we absolutely heard them get involved with Rice's yellow card the other day. Oh, but they don't get involved with yellow cards. Well, they do. We heard them with Declan Rice. You must send him off. You must give him a second yellow. You've got to protect yourself here. It's a yellow card offence. We heard them say that, or words to that effect. I am sick to my back teeth of this horrendous officiating. Now, today, Tottenham benefited from it. Next week, it may hurt Tottenham. Tottenham can still deserve to win the game and celebrate, but calling out this bad decision, it was an abomination. Now, on Tottenham, look, I thought overall, listen, horrible start to the game for Spurs. It really, really was. But they responded excellently. They really did respond well, Tottenham. They moved the ball brilliantly. They created 17 attempts on goal in that first half, which against the Brentford team can sometimes be very difficult to do. They were worthy leaders going in at halftime. Vicario almost messed up actually in the first half near the end with giving the ball away. A good save, a follow-up save by him on that. But I think Spurs overall deserve the win. And it's 2 wins back-to-back in a week. A great response to what was a bad weekend 7 or so days ago. And I think Spurs fans can celebrate tonight. Look, there's still lots to improve on. We'll hear from the Spurs fans when they come on the show. But overall, I think Spurs fans should be relatively happy. They win 3-1. You've got Brennan Johnson scoring 2 games running. You don't need to rate him, but it's good that players you don't rate are scoring. Maddison got himself on the score sheet. And I think most importantly, Solanke scored. And Solanke getting on the goal scoring trail is going to be imperative if they want to progress. Now, Liverpool. The commentator on the game I was watching basically said Liverpool weren't that good today, but took their chances. I think that's an horrendous take. I thought Liverpool was scintillating today. Now, just like Brentford, Bournemouth kind of gave Liverpool the game they want, a team that is trying to attack them, a team that was leaving space. But they exploited it brilliantly. Luiz Diaz dunking on Husam again. Darwin Nunez dunking on Husam again. 3 very good goals in terms of finishes, in terms of putting the ball in the back of the net, especially Nunez's. The first one, look, Kepa doing Kepa things. You know, it is kind of what it is in that regard. But overall, Liverpool were brilliant today for me. They were brilliant. Look, Bournemouth created opportunities and chances, but Bournemouth kind of do that against everybody now. And I think that we're in this sort of space with football at the moment where a lot of the quote-unquote lesser teams, in terms of finance and historical history, are attacking and they're opening up, which means everybody's going to concede more chances. But when you get the chance to put a team to bed, they did it. To be 3-0 up at half-time, probably should have scored some more goals in the second half. That may annoy a few Liverpool fans that were watching, especially if anybody had a little coupon where they needed to score more than 3 goals. But I thought overall it was a very, very comfortable, very good, dominant Liverpool performance. Again, a little bit like we said with Chelsea earlier on today, they can now enjoy Saturday night football. They can really enjoy, regardless of the outcome, the game tomorrow between Man City and Arsenal. And they've got the job done. And I also think it answers a really important question. I think it answers a really significant question, which was, how is Slot going to respond to losing his first game? There was a lot of question marks. Did we get ahead of ourselves with Slot when they got beat by Forest? Have we been hoodwinked? Is he really as good as we all think? 2 games since then, they've scored 6 goals, beaten AC Milan away from home, dominated Bournemouth at home, smashed 3 goals past them. Last weekend, based on the evidence we can see in front of us, was no more than a blip. This is a title challenging team, and there is absolutely nothing that I have seen from Liverpool so far this season as a whole that tells me they're not in this title race. Don't think they'll win it as of yet, but they're in this title race. And someone in the comments says, Terry, are Liverpool scary? Liverpool have been scary. Liverpool, I was talking about Liverpool as the best team in the world 5 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, 2019, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2020. Those 3 years, go back and watch what I was saying about Liverpool. I was telling everyone they were dangerous. They were potent. I understand that a lot of you now focus on the titles of my videos. Do you want to know why the titles of my videos have slightly changed? YouTube. As I've been very fortunate because of you beautiful, wonderful people to follow me, I inherited a human being at YouTube. His name's Khaled, hope he's well, a YouTube manager, who reviewed my account and just said, look, you make really good content. That's what he said, not me. I don't speak about myself like that. He went, but your titles are awful. You need to take a component of your opinion or a panelist's opinion or a thought process you've got, and you need to make a thought-provoking title. And he gave me suggestions and ideas and help teach me how to do it properly. So it wasn't that I probably wasn't titling videos that same way back then, but what I was saying was identical. Don't blame me for YouTube telling me I was titling things wrong in the past. It's not my fault. I just got educated. But there we go. Terry, the most hypocritical person on YouTube. Tell me how. Tell me how, brother. Honestly, if you can stumble bum me, I'll pay your mortgage for a year. Tell me how I'm being a hypocrite here. Come on now. You're on Dynamo. Come on now. Let's see this. I love this game. Tell me why I'm a hypocrite. Woke tube. It's not about being woke tube. It's about what the manager is saying is that a lot of people, this is the way it works. So people understand. Don't listen to the conspiracy theorists who are failures. The way it works is this. YouTube look at it and say, we think more people out there would enjoy your content, but your titles are so poor. One thing I stopped doing, I used to tag people's ats in the title. And what my YouTube manager told me is that really damages you in the algorithm. And the problem with that is, it means your show will get seen by less people, so it'll get less clicks, it'll get less views. So even though you're trying to promote and help somebody that's on the show with you, you're actually making it worse for both of you because you're not getting the traction that you should. And ever since I started listening to them, the not just the amount of views, the amount of subscribers, but the average view time has gone up by about 15, 16 minutes a show, which is massive. And I want that because I want more people to enjoy our content. I want you to enjoy the content more. And I think it's more enjoyable the more popular the chat room is, an example. So there we go. As I say, I have absolutely no concerns with what we do in that area because it's been educated to me by the literal platform that you are all using. You can't not like them. It's like all those weirdos that go on X and go, I hate X since Elon Musk turned up. You ain't got to use it. Go somewhere else. Why are you here? The whole world's mad like this. Why do so many people in the world use things or go to places or consume things they hate? It's so weird to me. But we are moving on, people. We are moving on. I don't know where the panelists are. KJ, get them out because I want to start because the United kick off soon. I need people here. If you're listening, KJ, I need you to get the panelists here quicker so I can jump. Because sometimes I keep talking and I don't want to. It's because I'm waiting for people to turn up backstage. And I want to get straight into it. So where's everyone at? Let's see. Where's people at? See, KJ shared the link 10 minutes ago with people. If they're not, I'm going to bring the panelists out now anyway. They've got the links. So let's bring out Kate's here. Steve's here. Kate, welcome back to the show. Look, 3-1, another really good result for Tottenham. A good response to last weekend. Talk to me.
No, this is what we needed. I agree wholeheartedly with what you said about Vicario. If it was the other way around, I'd be crying. Tottenham needed this today. Well, you know what I was like on the top six. I was at the end of my tether. I didn't know where Spurs go from here. I think it's one of the best, especially the first 45 minutes that I've ever seen Brennan Johnson play in a Spurs shirt. I think Maddison was very good today. I think we needed, blimey, Don Husam's here. It's thrown me having your presence here, Husam. It was just what the doctor ordered at Spurs. You know, there's so much unrest at the minute. There's so many people feeling sort of downbeat with the club. And I mean, good performance from Maddison. Just good performances all round. Probably the weakest player on the pitch was Sonny, possibly. Was still not up to his best, although he did make an assist or two. But I know it's wrong to say it because it was a bad VAR, even though they didn't check it with VAR. It was a bad decision with Vicario, but my God, I feel so relieved to have got 3 points on the board today.
I love that response from you because I think if more of the football world was like this, we could have better and honest conversations. Spurs were still the deserved winners of the match overall, but you can still isolate a bad decision. And look, if that decision had gone Brentford's way, Vicario gets sent off, the last 20 minutes of the game could have been very different. However, you can still independently review Spurs' performance and be happy with a win. And like you've done, call out a bad decision because I've seen a lot of Spurs fans agree it's a red. I'm seeing too many kind of try to pretend that, well, it wasn't a clear goal scoring opportunity because it was covering players. It's a shot at an open goal. Like we all on here. I know not everyone on here bets, right? But if you were to put a bet on, you were all betting on that shot going in versus it missing if that shot was allowed to take place. So therefore, I think you're saying at the very least it's a clear goal scoring opportunity. But you are right. It was a much better Spurs performance. And in fairness, like winning 3-1, I thought actually flattered Brentford a little bit because you could have scored 4 or 5 more goals today. Like Son, when he normally shoots, was trying to round the goalkeeper and stuff. And he just got to get his head straight again, hasn't he?
I don't know where Son's killer edge has gone. He seems scared to shoot the ball. He's trying to either walk it in the net or I don't know. I mean, he used to shoot from distance. That was one of the strengths of his game, and he doesn't do it anymore. But I'm over the moon Solanke scored. He needed to get that monkey off his back for sure. Maddison needed to score. And I'm delighted for Johnson. You know, people can say I'm sentimental and I talk with my feelings, but that kid's he's 23, he's a kid to me, and he's, you know, got so much hate on social media, and you know, to hold his head up and score again today, you know, I'm delighted for him. But I honestly can't tell you how relieved I am. I was dreading today so much. I thought we was going to get smashed all over the place. And after 24 seconds or 28 seconds, I thought, oh God, here we go. So yeah, much better, and buys Ange some time for sure.
No, absolutely. I think it does. And to come back the way you did midweek, and then to, as you say, to come back again today and win, it does. Because had you been knocked out in the Carabao Cup, had you have lost today, the questions would have been there. Where the hell do you go from that point? What do you do, and how do you progress? Now I hear you, and I hear the relief. And look, if Solanke can start scoring, if Maddison can get back on the GA trail, you know, things will improve, because it's been the finishing touches in so many games that have hurt you. And yeah, much better to see. Husam, I want to ask you a question. Is today the day that you apologize to Luis Diaz, who you abused, who you lambasted, who you've slagged off? Without him this season, you wouldn't be where you are in the league. He was majestic, clinical, dangerous again. Let's hear your opinion. Let's hear your apology for the slander against Luis Diaz. Let's go.
First of all, I haven't abused anyone, so let's calm that talk down. Abuse is a bit too far. First of all, and second of all, listen, apologies come after consistency. We're 5 games into the season. If Luis Diaz continues on this goal-scoring run, he's going to score 38 Premier League goals, breaking Erling Haaland's record. Do you think that's going to happen, Terry? Nope. So let's not go there. So listen, consistency is king. That's what we want more of. And at the end of the day, I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm celebrating every single one of those goals. You know, I started saying Vamos Colombia today. Diaz is not someone I hate. The other guy I do hate, I'll be honest. But Diaz, I don't hate him like that. But I just don't rate him, because last season he let us down when we needed him. However, today, much better performance than performance against Forest. I think the Forest game has been by far the absolute worst performance in the whole Slot era from when we first watched, including preseason. Like, it was just so bad. This week is a lot better. You know, creatively.
Can I ask you a question just about that quickly on that thread? Do you think that the last 2 games have proven that the Forest game was no more than a bad day in the office and a blip?
I'll tell you that after next week. One more Prem game, and we go like, okay, guys, it was a blip. Because today, in moments, Bournemouth did create some danger in moments only, you know, which maybe in the long term could possibly hurt us. And this is the thing that I've always said. You know, me and Rax as well, I think, agree on this. People think that if we signed Zubimendi, it would have been Gravenberch or McAllister that go to the bench. That's not the case. And in case you guys realize today, by the way, Arne Slot was experimenting McAllister in the 10. I like, he was playing McAllister. He played McAllister in the 10. He played Jones in the 10. And at the end, he played Salah in the 10 as well. He tried everything because he knows that Szoboszlai, listen, today we won 3-0, okay? So it's not negativity or anything, but at the same time, you can point out certain things. Szoboszlai as the 10 doesn't work because you need that final pass, which he does not have currently. Yes, defensively, he does well. Yes, he has high work rate, but the final pass is just not there for him. But today, Diaz, for me, the second finish is even more impressive than the first because the second finish was with the weak foot. Now, this is a sign of improvement, Terry. But as long as it is consistent, weak-footed goals is where I can tell, okay, you know what, in front of goal, he's getting better. Speaking of weak-footed goal, that third goal. Anyone watching right now is the biggest liar in the world. If he acts like he thought that was going to go in when Nunez shot it, you're a liar. No one thought that was going to go in. Not even Nunez himself thought it was going to go in. Not even Nunez's wife, not Nunez's children, not Nunez's family thought that was going to go in. No one thought that. But it went in. And once again, as I say, for any single player, consistency is king. There's a reason why, forget the old guard, why do I defend McAllister so strongly? Because last season he was consistent for the whole year. So for me, it's just about consistency. So there will be no apologies on match week 5 or match week 10 or match week 15. At least give me half a season where you're performing well. So then I can give you some leeway. I can go like Diaz is doing well. But so far, on form, the best winger in this Premier League has been Luis Diaz. That's just on form.
So far on form, you've been proven wrong so far.
Yes, 100%. And I hope I get proven wrong till match day 38.
But that's why I wanted to call you out. That's why I wanted to call you out. Because obviously we've been long-standing friends. I'm calling you out because I know that you won't kind of try and move the goalpost. If you end up being wrong about Luis Diaz, you're like me. You want to be wrong about the poor players or the things that are not working at your club. Where with me, I'm the same. I really want to be wrong about Ten Hag. I want us to win 7-0 tonight, and everyone go, you were wrong about him, because then my team's successful. The weird people are the ones who have an opinion like, I don't think Luis Diaz is good, but then get upset when he does well. That for me is proof that your social media clout means more to you than your football club. And it's ironic that those people, and most of them in fairness, don't have names and faces they show on socials. They're the same people who turn around and like challenge everybody else's desire for their club to be successful. I never quite get it. It's strange. But Rack, how about yourself? I mean, I did hear I don't know what feed you were watching, but I was watching it on Satanta Sport, and their commentators kept on suggesting that Liverpool weren't very good today, that they took the chances, but Bournemouth were giving them the runaround. And I felt that was a little bit disrespectful towards Liverpool personally.
Yeah, that was a little bit too much. I think we had the same commentators that they were. I thought Bournemouth did okay. Like they could have got a goal very early on, but for a few centimeters, a few inches, that could have been a bit of a pear-shaped start. And then all of a sudden, the crowd gets a little bit nervous and stuff like that. But it was clear it was ruled out correctly. And I think overall we took control of the game in the first half. And I think the 3-0. Was justified. I would have liked to see a goal or two more if possible, but again, I'm nitpicking there. And Luis Diaz, I think a lot of Liverpool fans after last season had question marks. I don't think any Liverpool fan can categorically say at the end of last season they thought, you know what, Luis Diaz shoo-in for that left hand side, because his performances, and he of course had that difficult injury. That it was a question mark, but he's proving us wrong, and I hope he continues to prove us wrong. I'm happy to, like Husam said, I'm happy to be proven wrong by plays I've doubted. Gravenberch, for example, last season, I didn't see anything from him, and I had major concerns that we weren't going to see anything from him, and he was going to be a purchase. A lot of people, said that he was a Linda's purchase and all that kind of stuff, and I wondered, I couldn't see a role for him in this team. And then when people said that he was going to come in and play the 6, I was even more puzzled and afraid, to be fair. But he is making me eat my words, and I am very happy that I'm eating my words. He's been exceptional. He was great against Milan the other day, and long may it continue. If he comes in and continues playing at the level he has been at the start of the season, I couldn't be happier, and I don't think any Liverpool fan could be happier.
Do you know what's really interesting? It's very early in this kind of sort of regeneration of his position and profile. However, I am getting vibes now. Maybe only Rack on here is old enough. Maybe Husam, he's about 8 years younger than us. So what would he have been? No, he would have been pretty young then. But Rack's a similar age to me. I remember, if I just say this to you now, Steve, what position did Bastian Schweinsteiger play? What was his main position?
6.
Yeah. But when he first burst through on the scene, he was a winger, an old-fashioned winger. And when he moved into the middle, I remember listening to there was much less access to European football back then. But they were talking about this experiment that LVG was having of putting him into the 6, and I believe it was LVG, putting him into the 6. And it was kind of scoffed at. And he started off brilliantly, and he just got better and better and better and better. And this is giving me kind of similar vibes. Now, it isn't a winger being converted into a 6, but I think the principle is the same. He hasn't just gone in and done okay. He has looked elite. And again, as a Man United fan looking, I don't want to be saying this. I want to be laughing at it. I want to say this is a disgrace. If this continues up until January, genuinely, I think you have to then look at it and say, is it worth dropping 50, 60 million on another 6? Or could you better spend that money on a right back? Could you better spend that money on a better centre forward? I mean, left back is what I meant. Sorry. So I think look, Gravenberch has been absolutely sensational, and it's annoying because I knew he was this good. I just think last year things were getting tired with Klopp, and we know why, because he admitted he was running out of energy. And I think all this, I think a lot the reason you're seeing Diaz and you're seeing Gravenberch getting back to their best or getting to those levels, I think is that change from Klopp to Slot has come at the absolute right time for these players in your club, if I'm being honest. I think you guys are going to have a tremendous season. I really do.
I think with
That's
Slot,
also why I say, like,
Oh,
you may have, sorry, Steve,
No,
you
you're
may
good.
have seen that. You may have seen that. I just didn't see enough of him last season, and I hadn't watched Gravenberch at Ajax or Bayern, so I'm a little bit ignorant. What I did see is when the minutes that he did have on the pitch last season, I thought the majority of them were ineffective. He had glimpses. You know,
Yeah.
what he's doing great this season
Rax is like
when
me, by
he's
the way,
got the
because match
ball.
day 5, he ain't gonna sit up here and overdo it, and that's just the
No,
reality.
no. I'm going to praise. I'm
That's
going to
like Terry
praise him
said
for what he's
in
delivered.
January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little things that he does, the little drops of the shoulders, the little turns that in tight spaces
Okay.
to help him create, or give him enough time and space
He uses
to
the
either
length. He uses
assess,
the length
yeah,
of his. Yeah.
to either
But
assess
the
the
thing is about
situation
signing
or
the
play a
six.
pass or play or you know, that manipulation of the ball and manipulation of his body to give him that extra bit beyond. That's been what's really impressed me. And like I said, long may it continue. Well, let's
Rax,
see.
here's the thing. This is where I have to just combat what Terry said. Just one bit of it, what he said that I disagree with. The whole signing the 6 part. Us signing Zubimendi means having 2 Gravenberchs because they're very similar profiles. So essentially what you're going to have is 2 DMs who both can dictate tempo, who both can play out from the back, who both can carry the ball, and who both can create. So essentially what's going to happen is that 10 position is where the change will happen. Because it's funny, you mentioned players are playing better with Slot. There are players who are playing worse with Slot. One of them that got dropped today, Diogo Jota. He hasn't performed this season. There's no need for us to sugarcoat shit. It's still the reality. Jota is one of the players I like. He didn't perform. Szoboszlai is another one. Another example of a player where, like, okay, if before the season started, we all sat here and said, Slot plays with a 10. This is the perfect opportunity for Szoboszlai. He has been someone who's been disappointed.
Yeah, maybe he just isn't good enough. The only caveat challenge I've got with the 6, I don't disagree. Maybe you buy 6. But let's just say Gravenberch maintains this level or gets even better and becomes consistent. There is no club that can have someone at that level and a Zubimendi in the same squad because one is barely going to get game time. And I think they're both. What you may need to do is look for an alternative to a Szoboszlai who maybe isn't going to mind being on the bench a bit more, or is it maybe he is, and I need to learn a bit more about him.
Angel Gomes
is a bit more. No, not Angel Gomez. He's a United boy. He's coming back. He's coming home. Yeah. Or someone that maybe.
We play with 2, Terry. 2 6s.
Okay, if you can play with 2 6s, then maybe that certainly works.
Put McAllister in the 10. Problem solved.
That might work. Jacob, big result today for Tottenham. Talk to me, bro.
Yeah, I think it was a moment in time in which a lot of Spurs fans were calling for these players to really step up and show that they were going to play for Ange Postecoglou. Because quite frankly, versus Coventry, a lot of people started to doubt that. And for me, while it was in doubt 26 seconds into the match, I started wondering maybe I am a clown. Maybe I should just do a video painting my face because of all the prop I do for Ange Postecoglou and this team and these players that I think are good that time and time again make me look like a clown online. And so I'm sitting there about a minute in like, wow, this is really what I deserve in life, I guess. It's why God gave me such beautiful kids and such a beautiful wife, I suppose, so I can suffer in every other aspect. And then, you know, things started to look better. And then the players started to play with confidence. And it was like they weren't listening or feeling at all how I felt and how I'm sure a lot of other Spurs fans were feeling in that moment. So for me, really impressed. The only negative I would say was maybe if Madison decided to lay it off for Solanke doesn't have to get a rebound tap-in goal. But other than that, I don't know anything bad that I could really say. Brennan Johnson, again, silencing critics, haters, abusers alike, because what he does is score 2 goals in 2 consecutive games. Yes, it's only Brentford. Yes, it's only Coventry. But Brennan Johnson, the first 45 minutes of that match was probably the best I've ever seen of him in a Tottenham shirt. And that's, I don't think, over the top at all. I thought Pedro Porro, back to the first 45, that was the worst defensive 45 I've ever seen. But in the second half, he had 3 great defensive efforts that stopped them in their tracks. So he picked it up better. But in the first half, that number 23, I don't even know who the hell that is. He was dancing around him and had him looking like Bambi right after birth.
Lewis Potter.
It was really
Lewis Potter,
yeah. So I just really was worried at moments, even when we were up 2-1. I think in the 80th minute, Brentford was having a lot of the ball. They were working it well. They're a well-coached side. Thomas Frank is no chump. But, you know, at the end of the day, they had some injuries. We had less. and we capitalized on our moments. But this is not anything new from my perspective as far as chance creation, tactics, these players getting into that final third to create that chance. The main thing is we were that fit. I've said on here the other week, 15 to 20% efficiency is all I ask. You do that, you win the game. And we did that today, and we won the game.
Yeah, no, listen, I hear you on that completely. Deji, how about yourself, mate? How impressed were you with Spurs today?
I just want to say to everybody, as long as you are not doing a Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles, that's what domination in the location with some penetration, that's what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? That's what it looks like. We've been waiting for this type of performance. I can tell you now with chest, we got our mojo back, baby. Yes, we are back. Sometimes you got to get in the mud. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck. I'm not going to lie. We were dusted in Tottenham in that Coventry game. But I said, is that a turning point for Spurs? Today, you saw my club. You know, we got to remember, this is a Brentford team that Man City.
I've got to stop you mid-flow. I hate doing that. But can you say club properly, please, the way you like to say it?
Club, yeah. My club. Yeah. You know, but this is a Brentford team that Man City struggled with last week. And to be honest with you, if you had my team won 6 or 7-1, you would have still been thinking about the chances that we missed. So for me, for all of you naysayers that have been trolling me and Jacob in this last week, we're back, baby. We are back. I've been telling you, we've been seeing it. Yeah? Good football, you can only stop it for so long. So I can't wait. Terry, you know I love you, bro. Man United next week. We're slapping you real quick. Sometimes you got to put pressure. You got to put pressure on the manager. You know what it is? I gave Postecoglou 3 games. Cov, Brentford, United. 2 out of 3 so far. Bring on the points, and then he keeps his job. Simple as.
I am liking the chess. Question for you both. What did you make of the Vicario handball, potential red card? You still deserve to win the game, but what did you make of the situation?
This, you go ahead first, Deji.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want him out. Vicario's turned into vicarious liability. He's too suspicious. I look at David Raya, he looks like a safe pair of hands. What you want from your goalkeeper is to calm down the defense. He's too erratic for me. I think we need to be bringing in a new goalkeeper in January. I'll bloody take Ramsdale because this brother is too suspicious, in my opinion. Yeah, I like him, but he's too shaky, bro. Vicarious liability is when you cause others.
Ramsdale is shaky.
See, I would never. While I was disappointed with Vicario's performance today, he had 2 fantastic saves that kept them from equalizing, or at one point going up.
You know
who
Vicario reminds me of? Simon Mignolet. He's the type of keeper that... No. 1 second. This is not an insult. He's the type of keeper that if he faces 30 shots, he's going to save 28. But in a game of football where you face 2 shots, he'll concede 1 of them. That's the
no, I get it. On another day, he did make great saves after that handball. But on another day, he could have conceded a goal at the end of the first half by getting caught in possession. And another referee or another group of and another group of VAR refs could have sent him off for handballing it outside the box. And I think he is a liability for you. I think he's a massive liability for you. He really is.
You know, there's every player out there can be liabilities at time, and there is an uneasiness when they're just peppering corner after corner, and we look like we're struggling with it. I don't know that I would say, as far as Deji in regards to I need a new keeper right now. He just needs to catch the damn ball. Just catch the ball. There's so many times. There was a perfect instance after he almost gave away a goal where the ball was coming in and there was nobody on him. No one was even pushing on him or anything. And he punches it away for another corner. It's like I agree. He adds to the chaos. Coming out and trying to play basketball outside the box like that was kind of crazy to me. But when you ask my opinion on it, I didn't see nothing, officer. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's the thing. But you're asking our goalkeeper to do something very basic, which is to catch the ball, and that
is a red flag. It's also a reluctancy to come out and be strong in the box. It's like he hesitates, and then
I didn't even think about it from the perspective of he actually did drop the cross. So, like that's why that handball happened in the end there. Super chat here says Terry Gravenberch in 8 games for us, or Pogba in 5 years for you. Like, until Gravenberch dominates the European Cup final for you and lifts that trophy, I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't want to hear it. I'm going to back my Pogba there. This here says, I know it's only 5 games, but Gravenberch is the best CDM after Rodri in the league as a ball progressor. I don't see any CDM having ball progress. So far this season, I think it's an absolute claim. We've got to give it time. Yeah, go on, Steve.
I was going to say Tonali is a progressive CDM. He's playing. I mean, what's the point of having Tonali if Eddie Howe's benching him? But like, yeah, I think Gravenberch is in super form. There's no doubt. But yeah, it's too early to say best CDM in the league. He's performing at a super high level.
A great level. And this is what I just want to let the players I don't want to put too much pressure on him. Obviously, I don't think he's watching me saying what I'm saying, but like, if he has a little bit of a dip, would anybody be surprised if Gravenberch has a little bit of a dip? This is the first time he's playing at this level at Liverpool,
he's human.
Right? Yeah, because he's human, exactly. So I'm just like, I can't praise him more highly than I'm doing right now. I think he's been absolutely sensational, arguably our player of the season so far. Yeah. But let's just chill a little bit. Again, and hope he continues.
Yeah. Now, what Rodri's done in terms of the consistency at that level is not normal. It's when people have a good goal scorer. Oh, he only scored 20 goals this season. Do you know how hard that is? Just because Messi was getting 50. Yeah, no, I totally hear you. Look, I want to thank everyone who's tuned in. Man United are playing now, so we are live after that game. My mind's on that now, and I can't concentrate on nothing else. I want to say well done to Spurs and Liverpool for the wins today. My panel, amazing and brilliant as ever. Hit the like and the share button and make sure you're subscribing, and we'll see you all again very, very soon. Peace.